If you are going to go for an MBA college but you're still confused which specialization should you choose and which field you should pursue your MBA in, then do not worry, it's a very common problem. Even some people who have been in their MBA colleges, the first year में जो students हैं, they are still confused कि उनको second year में कौन सा specialization choose करना चाहिए. And in fact सारे MBA colleges में specialized MBA होता भी नहीं है. For example in IIM Ahmedabad we used to do general MBA. हमारा कोई specialized MBA नहीं है, which means we can pick and choose subjects from any particular domain. There is no restriction at all. But अगर आपको अपने कॉलेज में कोई स्पेशलाइजेशन चूज करना है या फिर आपको स्पेशलाइज MBA ही करना है, देन इस पर्टिकुलर वीडियो में मैं आपको कंप्लीट क्लैरिटी दे दूंगा so that you can make a decision for yourself. I will let you know in different specialization what is the salary you can expect, what is the work life you can expect in that particular field, and also I will let you know what are the skills required to do good in that particular specialization. Remember this one particular thing, that just do not choose any particular specialization based on money, because if you are in the top 10% of any specialization, that will lead to more income, that will lead to more salary compared to if you are average in any other stream. सो स्टार्ट करते हैं फाइनेंस से. एंड फाइनेंस में सैलरीज डेफिनेटली इज़ वन ऑफ द हाइस्ट. एंड मैं IIM अहमदाबाद की सैलरी रिपोर्ट यूज़ करूँगा फॉर माई रेफरेंस. डेफिनेटली डिपेंडिंग ऑन डिफरेंट बी स्कूल्स द सैलरी रेंजेस कैन डिफर, बट यू कैन टेक दिस एज अ बेंचमार्क टू कंपेयर डिफरेंट स्पेशलाइजेशन. तो फाइनेंस में मैं अगर IIM अहमदाबाद की सैलरी रिपोर्ट देखूँ तो वहाँ पर मीडियन पैकेज है 30 लाख, विच इज़ सर्टनली मोर देन एनी पर्टिकुलर अदर स्पेशलाइजेशन. एंड ऑब्वियसली दिस इज काइंड ऑफ एक्सपेक्टेड एज वेल. मैक्सिमम सैलरी इज 70 lakhs, and this is domestic offer, and that too this is not the CTC, this is the fixed component. जो अगर CTC की बात करूँ तो वो डेफिनेटली बहुत ज़्यादा होगी. अगर मैं CTC यहाँ पर देखूँ so that is close to 1.5 crore in terms of the maximum package. But here you should also look at the minimum package. The minimum package is 18 lakh, and I will always talk about the fixed component. I will not be speaking about the CTC, which can differ across different companies. They can have different structure, but let's talk only about the fixed component. Minimum is 18, maximum is 70, which means a very very big range, and this is because of the different roles that are offered within finance. फाइनेंस में आप कर सकते हो इन्वेस्टमेंट बैंकिंग, विच इज़ वन ऑफ द हाईएस्ट पेइंग फील्ड. उसके बाद है प्राइवेट इक्विटी, वेंचर कैपिटल, विच इज़ अगेन वन ऑफ द हाईएस्ट पेइंग बट वेरी डिफिकल्ट टू गेट इनटू. उसके बाद है कॉर्पोरेट फाइनेंस, विच इज़ स्लाइटली लेस पेइंग कंपेयर टू द अदर टू. उसके बाद मार्केट्स, विच इज़ अगेन डेफिनेटली वेरी हाई पेइंग एज वेल, नॉट एज मच एज IB इन्वेस्टमेंट बैंकिंग और से प्राइवेट इक्विटी, बट डेफिनेटली इट इज़ ऑल्सो वन ऑफ द हाईएस्ट पेइंग रोल, especially if you get an international offer in markets. The salary range can be absolutely huge. And next is global or retail banking, and here mostly the salaries will be less than 25 lakh. For mostly domestic retail banking, the salaries will be less than 20 lakh only. So that's why there is a huge range. Because of these different roles existing in finance, the salary figures can be very different. But now coming to the work-life balance, if you are getting more money in investment banking, private equity, then definitely you have to give a lot of hours as well. It can easily range to 80 to 90 hours in a week. It can easily extend to 14, 15 hours, 16 hours in a day as well, and your work can also extend to the weekend. So work life definitely takes a hit in investment banking. Private equity is still better compared to investment banking. Venture capital is still better compared to investment banking, and work life is definitely better in corporate finance and global and retail banking. A lot of people choose that for better work life balance. And in markets role, work life is kind of good. It's not like long working hours, but definitely for the time that the market is open, where if you are in the trading desk, then that particular time will be very very intense. You would not be able to do anything at that particular time, and that adds a lot of stress as well. So definitely you can say market role is also kind of hectic, but definitely you get the return in terms of the compensation that you get. And coming to the skills that is required for finance field, so number crunching and quantitative skills are something which is very very important. If you're not good with numbers, I'm pretty sure you should not choose finance, because you will not be able to survive. You have to do a lot of number crunching, you have to do a lot of financial statement analysis. If you're not good, if you do not enjoy reading the balance sheet, cash flow statement, profit and loss statement, then definitely finance is not for you. If you have CFA, CA degree, definitely you will be preferred, especially for the IB, corporate finance, these kind of roles, you will be preferred. If you're very good in Python, if you're very good in quant skills, then you will be preferred for the markets role. Next, coming to sales and marketing, you can see the median fixed component for IIM students is around 23 lakh, the maximum was 30 lakh, the minimum was around 17 lakh, and you do not see a very wide range here because most of the sales and marketing roles offer the same kind of profile. So in most of the firms, you will start as an ASM, which is area sales manager. So you will be in the sales role for the first 2-3 years of your career. It's very important because in the first 2-3 years, you understand how the sales personnel operate, how the distributors manage the business, how the markets work, and it's very important to rise up in your marketing career. And after the first 3-4 years, you can either continue in sales, where after ASM you would probably become a regional sales manager or a national manager or a key account manager. These are the kind of profile you can continue in, or you might come to marketing as well, where you will become a brand manager. First you can become brand manager of a particular product, after that you can become a brand manager of a particular category in itself. So that's how the designation will keep on increasing. So in terms of salary growth, obviously marketing will not be as high as finance. You cannot expect 20, 30, 40, even 50% salary hike year on year. It will be a tepid growth. 10 to 15% growth is good in marketing, but definitely it is well compensated by the other benefits that you get. The kind of skills that you develop is valued across different FMCG companies. So definitely you can very easily make a switch from one company to the other, and that can give a great salary hike as well. And in terms of work life, definitely marketing is really good compared to finance or consulting. I've seen a lot of friends who entered a particular company in marketing from IIM Ahmedabad, and after that they have stayed with the same company, which is not the case with finance, which is not the case with consulting. And this is especially because people enjoy the culture, people enjoy the freedom, people enjoy the work life that they get in those marketing firms. And for the skills required for marketing, you should have good people skills because you will be interacting with a lot of people. So you should know how to interact with the sales personnel, with the distributors. So good people skills is essential. Next, you should enjoy traveling as well because you will be doing a lot of market research projects for which you would need to travel. And finally, you should also have creativity. If you are someone who enjoys more of numbers and enjoys more of quantitative work but cannot bring out some qualitative insights, then probably marketing will be difficult for you, because in designing campaigns, in running brand campaigns, you would need to use your creative hat, which if you do not have, marketing is definitely not for you. And before we move to the next specialization, let me tell you about the partners of this video, which will be really useful for you, especially if you want to pursue online MBA, say an executive MBA or a global MBA. And this website will help you select the right college for yourself, and that too, it is absolutely free. So the website is College Vidya. So if you go to this website, there are various UG, PG and other online courses here. You can select the course that you want, fill up some basic details, then answer a few basic questions. The AI model will then accordingly list the suitable online universities or education providers for you. All the online universities listed here are government approved, and you get two options here. If you want, you can directly talk to actual university officials, or you can also connect with College Vidya experts for free audio video career counseling as well. And these counselors will stay connected with you from the start of admission till your placements. And here you also get the add to compare feature, where you can easily compare the universities you like based on 30 plus important factors like fees, approvals, placements, student rating, EMI facility, etc. And another good benefit with College Vidya is, for fees they will provide you EMI options even if the university is not providing it. And the best part is, they can also redirect you to the actual university website so that you can be saved from potential scams. Further, they also provide you placement support services and online career booster programs, which are worth ₹6,999, but they are offering it for free at this point of time. I will put the link in the description. You can check it out from there. And then you can also join their huge CV community for networking. College Vidya also has jobs and internship portals, which is accessible to the students from day one of admission. Through this portal, you can directly apply to thousands of jobs and paid internships. So in short, it's like a one-stop solution for you. I've put the link to their website in the description as well as in my pinned comment. You can check it out from there. Next specialization, we come to MBA in product management, and this is one of the field that has grown tremendously in recent years. There is huge demand of this particular field definitely, and you can see from IIM Ahmedabad's placement report, the median salary is around 25 lakh, the maximum salary is around 43 lakh, and the minimum is around close to 20 lakh itself. And the major component that you would be missing here is it is a fixed component, but product management companies offer a lot of ESOPs, which is definitely comes into the CTC but does not reflect in the fixed component picture. So the packages can be literally very huge, because 30 lakh 40 lakh kind of ESOPs are also offered by certain product management companies. So the CTC is very high compared to the fixed component in product management. Coming to work life, it is really good in product management. That is what I've heard from most of my friends. Obviously, there can be periods where it can get hectic. There can be certain companies where it can get hectic. But mostly speaking, on an average about all the different companies, it's definitely very reasonable. 8-10 hours per day is more than enough in this particular field. 8 to 10 hours is something what they usually give. And talking about career growth, product management is definitely on the rise. A lot of product managers are needed, especially in the tech startups coming up. They also need a lot of product managers. So there are a lot of switching options as well, which increases the overall value and which increases the overall amount of money that you can earn in this particular field. At least for now, it is like this. Probably in the coming years, it might change, especially with AI coming into the picture. Product management might not rise to that extent as it was previously anticipated. But as of now, as of this date, definitely this is a one particular field which is something you can definitely look forward to. In terms of skills required for product management, if you typically see, if you have little bit of coding or any kind of tech knowledge, that really helps as a product manager. You get a head start. Obviously, for most of the product management companies, what they will say is no kind of coding is required, and that's kind of true as well. You do not need like deep tech or deep coding knowledge, but having like a basic knowledge about how the people code and everything will definitely help you, because you would not be the one who would be coding on the particular platforms, but you are someone who would be managing the engineers, who would be managing the projects, and you will be dealing with a lot of software engineers as well in this role. So that's why it's very important that you know at least the basics of coding. Apart from the technical skills, you should be very good at project management, you should be very good at delegation, and at the same time you should also be good around user research and also customer empathy, because you need to collect a lot of insights from how the consumers use a particular product. You need to bring it to your team, you need to bring it to the engineering teams, tell them that this is how a particular product should be designed, and for that you need to understand the consumers. Next, coming to operations, the data is a bit skewed over here for IIM Ahmedabad because only 3 people were placed. So the median package is kind of 25 lakh, but only 3 people were placed, so we cannot talk much about here. But operations is also something which is definitely a very good component or a very good field that you can enter MBA in. From IIMs, IIM Ahmedabad, at least not a lot of operations role come in, because not a lot of people are interested in that role. But if you have heard about NITI, that is a very good school, especially for operations. A lot of people are hired from there, especially companies like Amazon, Flipkart, those logistics companies, and also the FMCG companies in their supply chain. They hire people who have specialized skills in operation. And in terms of career growth, probably your exit options or switching options can become a bit restricted in operations, because you will become specialized in a very particular field. For example, you will be applicable for the supply chain arm in the particular FMCG firms, or for say logistic companies like Amazon, Flipkart and so on, but your role kind of becomes restricted, so you might find it difficult to exit to a lot of different roles. But having said that, in the same field as well, you can progress a lot, you can do great things in the same firm as well. The salary growth is also good, and especially the starting package can be 25-30 lakh. So on top of that, if you take like 20%, 15 to 20% growth, you can expect year on year. And coming to the skills here as well, you would require project management and kind of delegation skills, but at the same time you would also require some maths and quantitative skills, because you will probably be running certain simulations. If you're in a particular kind of role, then you'll be running certain quantitative simulations. So that's why if you're not very good with quants, or if you're not very good with numbers, then I would suggest you to avoid operations as well. Next, coming to analytics, MBA in analytics, and this is one field I really wanted to cover. Again, IIM Ahmedabad's placement report is not the right representation, because first of all, this is one particular field that is already on the rise, and not many people are hired in this particular domain from IIM Ahmedabad. You need to do a specialized MBA for this, MBA in business analytics or MBA in data science, which will help you land a up into these roles. There is a particular program in IIM Bangalore, MBA in Business Analytics. That is the right representation. And here as well, you can expect a median salary of around 25-30 lakh to start with. You enter probably as a business consultant or a business analyst profile. And here as well, if I talk about the skills required, you obviously need to be comfortable with data. You'll be drawing a lot of insights from different kinds of data, large data sets, so you need to be comfortable with numbers and data. And also you need to be comfortable with certain tools like Excel, R, Python, and at the same time you also need to know certain ML algorithms. If you're good with ML algorithm, that also helps. And obviously the most important skill that you would need to know is statistics. If you do not enjoy statistics, then avoid data analytics for sure. And for the work life, you can expect that it will be decent, but at the same time it varies across firms in data analytics, because a lot of different firms require data analytics. So you can enter in any particular firm. Suppose you enter a particular consulting firm and you are there in a practice which is into data analytics. So obviously there you have to give hours like the consulting firm itself. It can go up to 70 hours, but typically if you ask me, on an average 10 to 12 hours per day you can expect in this particular field. There are a couple of specializations like MBA in HR, MBA in technology that I have not covered so far, and that has to be covered in a separate video, because this video otherwise will become absolutely very lengthy. So I'll definitely cover those particular streams in another part of this video. But having said that, remember, I will also make separate videos for each of these specializations, and that is very important because there are many things that I need to discuss in details about these specialization. Like in consulting I had discussed in detail how much the consultant earns, what exact work they do, and also in another video I had discussed about the reality of management consulting firms. That is the work life that they offer, how difficult it becomes for someone to survive as well, and those kind of videos I have shared already on my channel. You can see that on the screen. If you're interested in knowing about consulting in detail, you can click in either of the videos or both of the videos as well. I will meet you there.